Monday on Home and Family, actress Shelley Long is talking about her movie Different Flowers. And Paige is making Christmas candles.
Very, very important month November is. It is Lung Cancer Awareness Month. And with us to help start an important conversation that can help families who are affected by this disease, one of our favorite Hallmark stars, Marilu Henner, is here with us. And she is joined by her husband, the fabulous Michael Brown, cancer survivor. Your story is remarkable. We're going to get into that because you shared a little bit with us before about how you just met and then all of a sudden you were faced with this. Before that, Aurora Tea Garden.
Oh,
you guys just wrapped?
I was there 24 hours ago in Vancouver, in Squamish, actually, in Britannia Beach. It is one of my favorite jobs ever, maybe my favorite.
How many
Taxi,
is this?
I'm sorry to say this, but this is number 7.
7.
7, and we are going to do 8 and 9 in January and February. And this one is actually going to be on, it's called Last Seen Alive, and it's so meta because it's about a guy who was in this number 2, and he comes back and he's written a script. He was in Aurora Tea Garden 2, and he wrote a script, and the lead character is somebody who's based on Candace Cameron Bure, and my character's in it. So all these characters who are like the
coming
characters
back.
we are. No, they're like actors, pretend actors.
No. Oh, that's kind of freaky.
Oh, how
so
fun.
much fun.
But this is going to go on forever and ever.
Oh,
You'll
my
be here and
gosh.
you'll say, oh, Aurora Tea Garden 372.
That's right.
You know, we started a few years ago.
But it's such a beautiful place to shoot.
Well, I was going to say, you were one of the lucky ones. Usually, the Hallmark stars come here and they say, it's 120 degrees and we're wearing parkas, or they say, it's negative 20 and we're wearing, you know,
and we have to be in a swimsuit,
Right.
Yeah.
You happen to be shooting in Vancouver at the most beautiful time of the year, and you actually captured some lovely
We did. We
photos.
took it. Oh, that was from my view. That's a little cloud. It's like mist cloud. You know, that was from my hotel room.
You do realize this looks like a professional photograph.
Oh, please.
You
It's my
realize I'm
iPhone 8.
jealous.
That
You
is-
realize.
She did this on her iPhone.
I did, which you can't do.
Yeah, they're so great. I mean, it's just such a great. It's so funny. I was there the first time a few years ago for the Aurora one, and I was there with the entire Revenant crowd, and we were all staying in the same hotel. And I'd leave in the morning and do Hallmark, and they'd come back, you know, fighting bears. DiCaprio in the, you know, in the bar and everything.
By the way, before we get into this too, you're celebrating a little something this weekend that you guys are involved in.
The Greeks get
I know. What's with the Greeks? I'm telling
I know,
you.
the Ilias Society, they're so amazing because it's all about scholarships. It's all about honoring their people.
Yeah.
I was honored a few years ago. Now they've asked me to come back as MC, and Debbie's being honored.
And Debbie's being honored.
The Greeks, we love each other.
We love each other. It's family.
It
Everybody's
really
in
is.
family.
It's so much fun in San Francisco. But you know who really should be honored and congratulated is you. You're so amazing, Michael Brown. Honestly, 14 years.
14 years now.
In remission. 14 years in remission. And the story of your love story is remarkable. You were together a few months when cancer suddenly invaded your life, which you write so much about in Changing Normal in your book.
Right. And we were, well, it was the bladder cancer, and then because of the bladder cancer, he found the lung cancer. So it was like a blessing in disguise. It was kind of weird that happened that way. But what's so incredible is about when you have someone who is, you know, he's a cancer survivor 14 years now, but when you're in the throes of cancer, no matter what kind it is, it's amazing how you just have to put one foot in front of the other. The worst day is the first day. You get the diagnosis, your caretaker is trying to take notes and do everything that they can do. And it's just so, you know, it's like a hard thing for families. And that's why you've got to make sure that you're really close and together and that you're honest with each other.
Sure.
There's this crazy statistic that 7 out of 10 people would rather talk about an affair, about other problems in their lives, than talk about having lung cancer because there's such a stigma attached. And it's not even all smoke.
Michael, where does lung cancer come in the list? Because there's, you know, breast cancer is different.
It's the second most common.
It's the second
for
most
men and
common.
women.
And it's the biggest killer.
Yeah.
Really? So you're in a partnership now, right?
Yeah, well, with Genentech.
Genentech,
and
yeah.
there's all this great information about being a caretaker, which is kind of like my voice in all of this, and about just information that people can get. You know.
So, but how did it make you feel? Because, like you said, Marilu, that people would rather talk about an affair or something that's, in my opinion, far worse than getting this diagnosis. What did it feel like for you?
Well, I think Marilu was right there with me, so she was there for the diagnosis. So I didn't have to tell her I had it. It wasn't really that way.
Right.
I think it was more for the other people. You know, when you diagnose with cancer, like lung cancer, first of all, you have the stigma of, you know, you probably caused it yourself. You were a smoker like I was. Secondly, you have people, you know, you're not sure who you should tell and who you shouldn't tell. And it was just really important to have a caregiver like Marilu there on my side and able to talk everything through with her.
How do you start that conversation, though? I mean, that's what's important, right? Is the dialogue.
Absolutely.
That's going to open the doors to the healing.
The person
to get done.
has to definitely figure out who's going to be the caretaker, because that's such an important role in somebody's life. You know, there's a lot of great information on lungcanceralliance.org, and so it talks about opening up that dialogue, having the honest conversations, because we get so shy with one another,
right?
And it's so important to be able to say, no, I'm going to make it safe for you.
Right.
You tell me
because
what's going on.
It's scary.
Fear.
So
it's
scary.
Fear. And plus, a lot of times people feel like if they say it out loud, it's a death sentence. It's like if I don't tell anybody, if I just live, in my own little closed environment, then I have to deal with it.
It's true, which is worse because early detection, as everybody knows.
Absolutely. And the stress of holding in that kind of secret
causes more disease.
To be clear, too, you don't have to be a smoker to get lung cancer.
Oh, not at all.
Like people,
my good friend Dana Reeves, Christopher Reeves' wife, she died of lung cancer.
I have a friend of mine who's going to have a walk in Houston this weekend. Same thing, never smoked a day in her life.
But it's harder for them to get, money, and it's harder for them to get research and everything else. So it's really important.
What would you say is the most important thing for families to know? For families to know and to actually understand when a diagnosis like this comes into their lives?
I think they need to support the patient and and get behind them. And if there's lifestyle changes or other things that the patient needs to do, the family should be there for them and not be resisting it, which we see a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there were people who were smoke openly in front, and it's like,
Not only smoked openly, it blew it.
Oh my!
Well, too, and that's a good point to bring up too, because that secondhand smoke. You talk about you never smoked, but you may have been around somebody.
I know somebody else who died of lung cancer because her husband smoked for so many years, and she never had a cigarette. She couldn't stand the smell of it, but she loved her husband, so she stayed with him.
And we never really thought of that until
until recently. I mean, people would smoke all the time,
and they'd roll the windows up in the cars because it was cold outside while they're smoking.
That's right.
Oh my!
No, it's crazy.
It was a different time.
But you know what? We're talking about the holidays, Christmas. Give yourself the gift of health. There's no better Christmas present than the gift of health for your family, for your friends, for yourself. If you're a smoker, quit. There's a big smoke out day. It's usually November 17th. There's all kinds of great information on lungcanceralliance.org, and you can really do something for yourself and for your loved ones in terms of the gift of health. Such a
Congratulations,
Thank
14
you so
years.
much.
14
Here's
years.
to another 50. For more information at homeworkchannel.com and connect with Marilu on her website. All the information is there.
We're going to have so much fun this weekend. I'm so excited. Thank
you guys have fun, you Greeks. All right.
We still have so much show ahead before we get to San Francisco. Yes, we do. And somebody who's actually from San Francisco or lives there, Ken and Shirley, they're together. They're combining their amazing talents.
Hey guys, what do you get when you combine thrifty plants
and thrifty design? This wonderful mid-century plant and planter.
Gorgeous.
Wonderful. Then, how one mom is sharing adorable photos of her daughter in her new book. It's called Nap Time with Joey.
And it's adorable. But next, Mark, it's on you. You have tips on how to make the perfect Christmas card for the holidays.
What?
For all of
More
us.
photography? Come on back.